Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thanks for joining me. And for you new folks, as always, if you're checking out my channel for the first time, I really do appreciate it. Y'all got a ton of choices for watch reviewers and I really appreciate when you visit my channel. Anyway, today I have the new Hamilton Khaki Field 38mm automatic Call of Duty Special Edition. Really cool watch, I think. Spoiler alert, I like it. Model number is H70475930. And again, I think this is really cool. Let's check it out. All right, guys, we'll get into this thing, but first check out my Amazon shopping channel if you like anything on my Amazon store. I really appreciate it when you go over there and check it out. And if you buy anything, that does help the channel. And I really appreciate that as well. So this is obviously very different packaging from your normal Hamilton packaging. It's the Call of Duty Special Edition. This is a limited run of 5,000 units. You know, they call it a special edition, limited edition. You know, 5,000 to me is personally not very limited, but it's still really cool nonetheless. And let me show you this first thing. I know y'all are familiar with those like lenticular lenses. Like they're little cards, and when you hold them at different angles, whatever's on the card appears to move. That's kind of like what this is. It's not the exact same thing, but it's just the way they printed this. And they have the lines on this outer, I guess it's like acrylic or something, outer sleeve. It's really cool. Anyway, I'm gonna try to demonstrate it for you so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, look at the 7. Anyway, I think it's pretty cool. All right, there we go. All right, so there's that. Let's go ahead and take this thing off. All right. And on here, obviously it has Hamilton and Call of Duty. I think it has on the other side as well. It does. There you go. All right, so there's that out of the way. So let's go ahead and open this thing up. This is a big box, y'all. Very big box. Front of the box is basically the same thing. You got some manuals here. This is telling you the connection between Hamilton and Call of Duty. And this is a quick start guide. So nothing really, you know, entertaining there, but I need to show it to you. All right, and then inside of here, you have a Pelican style case. This feels more robust than some of these other cases I've reviewed from different brands like Luminox and some others. This thing is an absolute beast. I don't think, it might be a little waterproof. It doesn't have any sort of Pelican branding on it. It might be a little waterproof only because it's really well built. Pretty cool. All right, let's get this crap out of the way here. And we'll talk more about, oh, hold on, I got one more thing that I'm gonna show you in just a second. All right, get that out of the way. All right, let's go ahead and open this thing up. And of course, you know, I'll give you all your 7 specs you need to know. Then we'll talk more about this thing down there in the description field. All right. This thing is absolutely a beast. Here we go. So it pops open. There you go. Open it up. And then underneath you got this pad. This pad is basically to protect the watch. Pretty neat. Here's the watch itself. Back here, it's kind of hard to show you this stuff. Back here is like a rubber, I don't want to say membrane, but like a rubber divider. That's where you can put anything you want, like the manuals or whatever else you want to keep in here. Maybe some other straps. And it's stretchy. It's pretty cool. All right. Let's get the watch out. Oh, here's the tag, by the way. There's the tag. Here's the model number. There you go. All right. Let's go ahead and pop this watch out. And I might have to readjust my camera because I think this case just messed up my camera. Anyway, if you take this out, this part comes out. Let me see if I can get it out. Let me see if I can get it out real quick. I'll be back. All right, guys, that insert comes out. You actually have a case you can use. And put this up here. Try not to knock the camera over. They give you a tray right here that you can pop in there. And I guess you can just strap some stuff down. Maybe some watches, extra watches or something, whatever you want to put in there. And the tray just pops in the top like that. So pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how useful it is. I don't know if you'd even use this thing, honestly. It's really cool packaging, but it looks very functional. It feels very well built. It's got a seal around here in the upper lid. And I think it might be actually a little bit waterproof, man, honestly. But you know, again, no Pelican, you know, branding or anything like that, but I think it's pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and take this out. Let's put the insert back in. There you go. Put the pad back in, and let's start talking about this watch. All right. Of course, it says special edition right there. Call of Duty, Black Ops 7. Pretty cool, man. Really, really thoughtful and nice packaging. They did a fantastic job on the packaging alone. Now you got to figure your normal Hamilton is going to be about $795. You're paying the extra 200 bucks for all this cool packaging and stuff. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so let's talk about this thing. And again, we'll talk about it here. I'll give you all the 7 specs you need to know, and all the rest of the stuff check down there in the description field. So what have we got here? We've got a 38mm stainless steel case. It's 10.9 millimeters thick. It's 47.2 millimeters lug to lug. Again, it comes on that 20mm NATO strap, and these are leather keepers, by the way, which I think is pretty cool. Water resistance is 100 meters, which is 330 feet. You get the H10 movement, which is really the ETA Powermatic 80, specifically the C07.611. Again, you get 80 hours of power reserve. It does have a sapphire crystal. I did not detect any AR coating, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. And again, all the other stuff, check down there in the description field. Like it's, you know, it's got a push-pull crown. It's got Super-LumiNova. It weighs 70 grams, all that stuff. Check down there in the description field if you want to check all that stuff out. Now, first I want to thank Saltzman's Watches out of Rhode Island. I've really enjoyed working with these guys for like the past, I guess like 4 or 5 months. Make sure if you're going to buy a watch from them, talk to David or Richard at either store. Just a great bunch of guys to work with. They've been super, super helpful and accommodating, and I really enjoyed working with those guys. So make sure you check out their website. They have Hamilton, Citizen, Tissot, G-Shock, Oris, and Breitling, and Tag, and many more. Also, stay tuned for that coupon code later in the video to save yourself a ton of money on this particular watch. So this thing's a great looking watch. I've always loved the Khaki series. So far as it being tactical, it's I mean, I don't think somebody would really wear this on their wrist in the military, only because, first of all, it's incredibly shiny. Without that AR coating, it's, you know, that sapphire crystal is incredibly shiny, incredibly reflective. It's highly polished as well. I mean, maybe a blacked out version of this would be better to actually, you know, be used by the military. But this is, you know, the Khaki series is like the quintessential field watch. I mean, nobody really does it better than Hamilton. Now, this is a special edition, not a limited edition, even though they only have a run of 5,000. But the only mention of Call of Duty is on the case back, and I'll show you that a little bit later. And I think that was a really good move by Hamilton, not just to brand Call of Duty everywhere. I think whenever companies do that and they have these collabs and they're co-branding, they put the other branding all over the place, and I just don't think that's necessary. So I appreciate Hamilton not basically making the watch tacky by putting Call of Duty everywhere on the dial or on the NATO strap or whatever. I think it's really, really nice how they it's really subdued, and you only know it's Call of Duty watch, 1, by the NATO strap, and 2, by the nice case back again, which I'll show you a little bit later. Now the Khakis come in dozens of different sizes, dial colors, and case materials, like, you know, titanium and bronze. So you really can find the one you want, because they just got so many different options for these Khakis. Again, this is limited to 5,000 pieces, and again, not very, you know, limited, but, and again, it's really called a special edition, not a limited edition. It even says special edition on the case back. Maybe if they said we're only gonna make 1,000 of these, it might really be a limited edition. But again, it says special edition on the case back. So anyway, so you've got 3 different time tracks. You've got an hour, 60-minute track. The inner track is your regular 12-hour track, and then inside of that is your 24-hour track. Again, this is the quintessential field watch, guys, honestly. Really, really cool. I love this date window, maybe one of the best date windows I've ever seen. It's so well defined, it's so visible, it's incredibly legible. I absolutely love it. There's really minimal writing. You've got Khaki, and then you've got automatic right there above 6, and then of course Hamilton up there at the top near 12. The crown is a signed crown. It's just a push-pull. Again, this is not, you know, it's not a dive watch, so I wouldn't really expect a screw-in crown. Very nice crown, really nice winding action. It's a fantastic built watch. I love it. Really, really cool. I like the strap. I like these leather keepers. That's really nice. Got a big old buckle here with the Hamilton logo right there. Let me see if I can get that in focus for you. There we go. Whoops, holding it upside down. There you go. Got your Hamilton logo on your tang and buckle. Let's go on the underside. I mean, it's basically just your regular NATO strap. It does have like a little leather end piece right here, which is nice. It helps it slide it through the spring bars. So let me go ahead and take this off, and then I'll show you that case back. Oh, got some like hole protectors right there. That's pretty cool, like a big old leather strip to protect the holes in the strap. Really nice. You start pushing this through, and that little leather end keeper is nice because it's a little bit harder to get through the spring bar. And actually these holes make it a little bit hard too. And I'm sure that was on purpose. All right, you just kind of wiggle it out. There you go. And here is your Call of Duty case back. There you go. Again, I mean, not super branded, only on the back. So it says special edition, Swiss made. What does that say right there? Some sort of number that I don't know what it is. Water resist, 100 meters, 10 bar, and then the movement number right there where my finger's pointing. See if I can, there you go, right there. So again, I mean, very subdued, not overly branded, which I really appreciate. And you really don't need to. So this is the watch that's worn. I can't remember the guy's name. I'll put it down on the screen. This is the watch that's worn in the game. Push this through, there we go. Pull this through, kind of wiggle it a little bit, put it back through the other keeper. There we go. And there you go. So, I mean, I like this watch, guys. I think it's just really a nice looking special edition. Really cool. All right, let me go try this thing on, and then we'll take a Lume shot. You're not gonna be impressed with the Lume, I can tell you that right now. Let me go try this thing on and I'll be back. All right, guys, there you go. There it is on my 8-inch wrist. It's a tad small. The strap is just not quite long enough. I like to have at least 3 holes on the end left. So, but I mean, it feels good. It's nice and light at only, what, 70 grams. So it feels fantastic, man. Really, really cool. All right, let's go ahead and take this thing off. Let's get a Lume shot here. Tell me what y'all think of Hamilton in general. Tell me what y'all think of this special edition. So let's go ahead and kill the studio light. And of course, the monitors. And let's get out my ball UV light. All right, there we go. You got your Super-LumiNova right there. The hands are really nice, but the Lume on the index is starting to fade just a tiny bit. Still a decent amount of Lume, but not tons. And again, it's just so shiny, so I don't know anybody who would actually use this for any sort of tactical purpose. So yeah, it's fading a little bit. Yeah, it's almost faded to the naked eye. To my eye, it's almost totally faded, but the camera can pick up a lot more light, so it looks a lot brighter than it actually is in real life, especially the hands. Interesting. All right, guys, that's been about it for this. When we go and cut everything back on, I'd love to know your thoughts on Hamilton, and again, this Call of Duty Special Edition. Now, of course, let me tell you about this coupon code. So you can pick yours up from Saltzman's for $975. I'll make sure to put that link down there in the description field. But make sure you use my coupon code MAV20 for 20% off your entire order. That's going to bring this down to $780. So I say this for every review I do with Saltzman's. That MAV20 might not apply to their more expensive Swiss watches like from Breitling, TAG, or Oris. Make sure you call them, talk to Richard, talk to David, and make sure that coupon code will apply. I'm not sure, again, if they're gonna give you the whole 20% off on those more expensive Swiss watches, but I'm guessing they're probably gonna do something for you. But anyway, that MAV20 automatically applies to this Hamilton, which is really cool. And guys, it's really been about it for this one. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell. This is going to be the last review of the year. I'll see you back in January. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in January. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.